You ever get the feeling that everything in America is completely fucked up?
Two local men confronted authorities with a rather bizarre story and of being taken aboard by three unearthly creatures. One of the men suffered a nervous breakdown and is still under treatment.
I got bum rushed by a female Bigfoot. She dragged me into the woods and started carrying me sort of like a sack of potatoes.
Questions after more unidentified objects are discovered over U.S. and Canadian airspace.
Are aliens out there, and have they ever made contact with us?
It's that time again. You're about to receive your daily dose of audio vomit. We are going to talk about the things that go bump in the night and the things that you might see in the sky. We will even talk about Bigfoot and other stupid bullshit that will make your day fucking awesome. So grab your favorite drink, kick back, and turn up the volume. It's time for the Rick Itzari Show with your host, Rick Itzari.
Holy shit! That fucking track rocks, does it not? Something I put together in my little spare time here. Welcome to the Rick Itzari Show. I'm your host, Rick Itzari. It's been a few weeks that I've actually broadcasted. I'm glad I haven't, because I put together some new stuff and new material. And I'm just trying to expand the freaking podcast. So how the fuck are you? All right. Well, tonight we got an interesting show. We do have our guest, our good friend, Green Man, all the way from San Diego, California. Yeah. Green Man, we're glad to have him in here. We'll add him in just a little bit. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for, still watching the YouTube channel. And I'd like to thank everyone for catching my show on Spotify and iHeartRadio now. And it's just amazing. The numbers are starting to grow. Everything's starting to come together. I'm, getting some feedback and everything like that. So it's really nice to hear from you guys. I'm still trying to put together some letters from Rick, and maybe on the next show we'll do that. And we're also going to do the album of the week, or the album of the podcast. You'll be surprised about what I pick for that. So how the hell are you? It's just a lot of crap been going on, huh, here in the US. And for all my out of the country guest, it's just, you're probably sitting back and just like, that's not us. Anyway, tonight's subject, we're going to be talking about ghost lights. Yeah, ghost lights. I mean, there's several ghost light stories all across the US and in Europe. And even in Australia, I found that out. I didn't know that, so. But the two main here in the U.S., one of them is in Texas, and one of them is here in North Carolina, close to where I used to live. And I, love the area I used to live in. But I moved to Asheville not that long ago. But hey, whatever it is, it is. I'm going to be talking about the Brown Mountain Lights here in North Carolina, and also the Marfa Lights in Texas. The two main things the two well-known ghost lights here in the US here like that. So I'm going to bring my friend, my long lost friend, bringing my long lost friend Green Man into the room.
Boy.
You haven't heard from you in a while, bud. How you doing?
Oh, okay. Same old, same old.
Same old, man.
Yeah, working, go home. Same thing. Losing things, as you can tell.
Man, it's good to see you. It's been a couple of weeks since I last broadcasted. I had to get some shit together. I was working 2 jobs. I finally quit that fucking shit.
Nice.
I was working my fucking ass to death, man. I'm a little sweary tonight. I don't know. I've had a good day, so I feel like fucking cursing a lot today.
Oh, today's been,
yeah.
yeah. Enough said. I'm gonna be swearing.
Okay, that's cool. It's all good. Yeah, man. Man, I did some yard work. I went to the dentist today too, man. I know that sounds like a downer, but that's actually a plus.
Okay.
Yeah. That's actually a plus, man. Anytime you get to keep your choppers, that's fucking good, I guess.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I actually installed a ceiling fan without burning the house down today too.
Oh, that's something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a plus and a positive right there.
Yeah.
So I had a few beers to celebrate and a Mountain Dew, and fuck, man, I'm ready to fucking broadcast.
Sweet.
Yeah, man. So the subject tonight, ghost lights.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I want to put some effects to that. Ghost lights. So that's my budget for.
Well, hey, special effects start small.
Yes.
Michael Bay didn't just start out whipping out Transformers. He started with cheesy '90s fucking diamond out of a screen and kind of shit too. So.
Yeah, man. Of course. So, do you know what the two major ghost lights here in the U.S.?
Well, Marfa I know of.
Yes, that's number one. That's the one over we're going to be talking about tonight. And what's the other one?
There's another one somewhere in the Appalachians on a road that
close to where I live.
Yeah.
And even where I used to live in Morganton, North Carolina, and here in Asheville, it's only like less than an hour away. Oh, damn. Yeah. Hour and a half, something like that with the back roads. But
have you been out there?
Yeah, man. Lots of times. Never seen them. I've never seen the actual lights. I go out there and I try to film some stuff, but never seen the Brown Mountain Lights. But I've always wanted to. But the Marfa Lights, yes, I have seen. So the best description of the Marfa Lights is a mysterious phenomenon observed near the town of Marfa, primarily in the area just east of town along Route 67. Have you been out there? Have you been out that way?
No. I travel a little bit around the States and, one or two other countries, but never around there. But I'd like to because I like woods and forests and shit, man.
Oh, yeah, man.
That's right up that neighborhood.
So what do you know, Green Man, about the Marfa Lights? What can you break down for what you know of?
Well, the Marfa Light, I've seen a lot of specials on them.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically, it's off to the distance. It kind of look like headlights that come up out of the hillside and stuff. But
yeah. I
And
got
there
a
are
few.
roads that come along through there, but
Mhm.
you know, it's like if you got a road here and you got lights here, that doesn't add up.
Yeah, I got this picture right here.
Oh,
Check
that's a
that
good one.
out.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
it is a nice one. Let's see, and check out this one.
Where'd you get those from? When you went out?
I have a source. I have a source, man. I have a secret source in the Pentagon. Actually, down at the no, I don't. I don't have a secret source, and
Okay.
actually, these are AI generated.
I was kind of like, I'm like, dude, those look kind of good.
Yeah, I'm a fucking professional here, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
that-
come
yeah.
on. So come on, yeah.
Like,
Give me
oh,
some
yeah.
fucking credit.
Well, trying to be nice, not just poo poo on everything.
Didn't want to keep blowing smoke up anybody's ass here on this, but yeah, I mean that's kind of like the general idea of what they look like. Now I got the short clip of the Marfa lights. A video that I did get. I put together. I didn't. It's not mine, but I put it together. So I want to play that real quick, and then kind of give some of the viewers that are watching the YouTube channel about the Marfa lights here, and we'll talk about it here in just a second.
It was like a fireball. It was like right in front of me.
You'd see them dance a little bit toward the horizon. Sometimes they would merge and separate.
One light seemed to start shrinking in size and coming down, and his son said, "Look, Dad, that one's landing."
There was this huge ball of light. It split into two, and then suddenly the light was all back into one, and it was coming towards me.
I've seen them. I thought I saw something. To me, it's kind of like a twinkling off in the distance. You kind of think you see something, and it does look like twinkling lights out there. And they come, and there's nothing out there. Nothing out there. And that's been well documented.
The scientists and skeptics will say that this is either an optical phenomenon or some sort of a piezoelectric effect, whereas those who are not inclined to a scientific explanation will talk about ghosts or UFOs or something else of the kind.
So that kind of generalizes it. Did you see in that video there was actually lightning, and then when it would hit, the ball lightning or the orbs would appear. I mean that has been, and like an alternative thing that it was just lightning from the ground, or just connecting.
The default, as always, swamp.
Yeah.
Cat.
Of
but
course.
okay, well, with Marfa, it's a desert, right?
Right. Yes. Marfa,
Okay, well,
Texas.
I think the swamp gas can kind of be safely ruled out in a desert.
Out the door. Swamp gas is out there.
The other big thing that they say is like seismic activity rubbing quartz or something together.
Yeah. Now that could be a
Or-
possibility because of the
or
mountain.
maybe some kind of like gas deposit that has
Mhm.
something. Yeah, ball lightning, dude. I've only seen ball lightning once, and that was a fucking hellacious storm in the mountains here in Ramona.
I've never seen ball lightning before. That's one thing I just
Saw
haven't got a
once.
chance to see. Yeah.
Once, man, dude. And this storm, when it was up in Ramona, up in the mountains here, it was, dude. When it flashed, it was purple, and you could smell the fucking electrical charge in the air. And I just remember standing in the garage, looking out one of the windows in the garage, and just the whole cloud just lighting up, and just like one ball that went across. I'm like, oh shit, that was cool.
Damn.
Only time I saw it.
Then now that would be something to be awesome to see is some ball lightning. So I mean, with the Marfa lights, they're sometimes called ghost lights. They're just unexplained glowing orbs that appear in the night in the desert out there. They're often we've been talking about. They're often described as floating, darting balls of light. Of course, just like we were talking about. But what color was that ball lightning that you saw?
Well, dude, everything was kind of like a purplish, kind of like a violet tint to it, right? Because I mean, it was a hellacious storm, so everything was lighting off with like a neon purplish pinkish kind of aura about it. So it was pretty much like white flash in the center, but with like a purplish kind of aura around it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, we've been having quite a few thunderstorms lately here in Asheville. We actually just had I heard the thunder and the lightning. Well, I heard the thunder just a little bit ago down here in the Bigfoot cave, and with these balls of light, these orbs that they're describing in Marfa, they're like white and yellow and orange and possibly even red at times. That kind of sounds like it could be like ground, like the minerals in the ground.
Yeah, or like a natural gas or something.
Like a natural gas, like a forming off of sand crystals, or just crystals in the mountains and rocks and stuff. I don't know, but there's sometimes they're like splitting and they're merging and they're blinking. The ball lightning that you saw, was it doing any of that?
No, it was constant, and it just went from cloud to cloud.
Okay, all right. So you would say is more like hovering and zigzagging, or was it more like darting?
It was like a quick sprint straight.
Oh, okay, all right.
From one cloud to the other.
Oh, well, like I was doing some research into this, like the Mitchell Flat area, and there is a lot of mineral deposits in that general area. I think at one time they may find a little bit of copper and also gold in that area. So, with gold, there's quartz, there's other, natural materials there that could cause that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And the Marfa Lights viewing area is just right off of there. It's like 9 miles east of Marfa on US route. I want to say US route 90, if I remember correctly. So that area is known for some natural resources and natural minerals. So with that, do you like remember like when you first heard about the Marfa Lights? What did you think when you first heard?
Oh man, it probably would have been when I was a kid. Honestly, I always thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like, regardless of what it is, whether it's alien or not, it's a pretty cool natural phenomenon that will just dance light around out regardless.
Oh yeah. So, actually, I just recently heard about the Marfa Lights about, I would say about 10 years ago, but the Brown Mountain Lights is when I first moved here to the North Carolina area. I heard about it right away because that's kind of a big thing. But the Marfa Lights was later on. I met someone that was interested in them, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" So he showed me all this information and showed me stuff. And I was like, "What? There's no way." There's 2 places, and there's other places too across. Like even in Europe, in Australia, there is a huge thing in Australia about that, about like ghost lights and. So, but as I was doing some research about the Marfa Lights, they were first reported. The earliest known sighting was like 1883. So that goes back quite a fucking long time,
Yeah.
Cowboy. I guess the Cowboys is when the first, not the football team, but the Cowboys. There was a guy named Robert Ellison. That first discovered it and reported it. Locals and ranchers and travelers have reported the lights ever since then, and it's just been a huge attraction for the area. Did you know in Marfa they actually have a festival out there about the lights in September, or around that September? I forgot which. I think it is September.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, they have. I mean, they have one for the Mothman. Why not have one for the Marfa Lights? It brings it boosts the economy up there and everything like that.
Yeah, Roswell's pretty much like.
Oh yeah,
the
that's another
cornerstone
festival.
of their, that's a cornerstone of their tourism is.
Oh yeah, and which I think they just recently had their festival because of the crash in Roswell was July around like July 7th, or I believe it was July 7th is the actual crash.
I saw something a few days back that they're actually having now a rash of sightings in Roswell for some reason.
Hey,
they recently had like 3 or 4 sightings in Roswell.
Dang. I mean, that's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah. Maybe the recovery team finally showed up.
They're just like the world is starting to get kind of effed up again, and they're like, maybe we should take a look into these guys.
Yeah. Well.
Let's take a quick break real quick, and I need to get something to drink, and so let's take a quick break, and we'll be back after this. All right, Green Man?
You got it, man.
All right. Hi, folks. Do you have a loved one that's in the 4th quarter of their life? Or do you know someone that's on the 1-yard line and don't have any more timeouts?
Here at Stevens and Fox Funeral Service, we help you deliver that special someone over the line and into that end zone where they can celebrate that final play with championship in the sky.
So come on down to Stevens and Fox Funeral Service and we'll make a game plan for you.
We are located right off Route 9, about 100 yards past the Piggly Wiggly. Go Dogs!
Damn it, Bill, them rattling snakes are back again. Every damn year those motherfuckers slither their way back into our yard.
Kids, be careful while playing in the yard. We cannot afford to take another kid to the ER or the funeral home again.
Do you have a rattlesnake problem? Call Ralph's Rattlesnake and Rodent Removal. We are on the southwest corner of Skittles Avenue and 2 clicks down from the Waffle House next to the Best Western. Our friendly staff will treat you with respect as we handle your rodent needs. Call us at 828-555-9571. We are here to help you. We are closed on most Tuesdays and all day Sunday.
You got your rodent needs in hand?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Call the Ralph Rodents thing. They'll handle your fucking shit. It's something I just put together just to kill time,
That or 22.
Yeah, or that. Yeah, definitely right there. So, we're talking about the Marfa lights, and if I appreciate everyone to joining in tonight, and you can watch this on YouTube. You can catch the show on iHeartRadio now, man. We actually I've been accepted on iHeartRadio, and you can hear it on Spotify. So that's a real good thing when you think,
You're an Illuminati now.
Oh gosh,
You're part of the inner circle.
Something.
You've been accepted to the group.
Something to it. Well, that's a great thing though. If you want to send me your story about a close encounter of the 3rd kind, 4th kind, or whatever kind that you come across, or a ghost, or just something odd and strange, you can email me. My email address is at the bottom of the screen right there. The Rick It's Sorry Show at gmail.com. Yep. Right down there somewhere going past. And like I said, you can catch the show on iHeartRadio and also Spotify. Just look up the Rick It's Sorry Show, and you can find us there, man. So it's there we go, right there. I created a banner for it on that. Yeah, it's official.
Cherries popped.
But you know what? It's great. It's good that the show is starting to grow, man. It's starting. The numbers are starting to pick up, and I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the broadcast, and people mentioned you in the emails here just recently, and
I'm sorry.
No, it's actually like bring back Green Man. Is Green Man your host, co-host? Hey, if he is, he is. If he wants to be it, he can be it. You know,
If I'm around, you want me on? I'll
that's right. Green Man's awesome, man. You know.
I'll shoot shit.
So this is something that is, you know, maybe beyond our graduation or our 12th grade or 3rd grade education. Scientific theories. All right.
Okay.
I got your attention. I saw you perk up. All
Which
right.
one? Which one?
The atmospheric phenomenon. What do you think about that?
Which atmospheric phenomenon? That's kind of
For the Marfa lights. Yeah.
Oh, Marfa lights.
Yeah, back to the Marfa lights. I'm sorry. I should have specified.
Honestly, I would have to say
yay or nay on that.
There's a slight possibility, but I don't know, because you know red sprites are
yes,
lightning.
I've heard that.
You know, it's like didn't know what the fuck they were until we had satellites and space stations, and then we find out that above the flash that goes down to the ground, you get a red sprite coming out of the cloud.
You know,
if it has an adverse effect closer to the ground,
you're right. They just recently showed a picture that someone took of a red sprite. I don't know if you've seen that on the NASA website or anything like that.
Possibly, I've seen a bunch of them.
Well, for the atmospheric phenomenon, you know, heat waves is one. Is one option. Temperature invasion. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. You know, the mirage effect. You know, transferring maybe an object that is over here on the road.
Yeah,
and make it look like it's 5 miles out. Because just today, I had one. I was sitting in line behind 2 cars, and I see up the spoiler of one, the head car. There's like 2 third brake indicator lights, and I'm like, the hell. And as I move, one of them goes, one stays put and the other one moves, and I'm like, oh shit, okay. And I'm like, oh, it's the one in front of me. Even though I'm looking at it, somehow it's reflecting just right in the heat, because today was pretty warm, and it just appeared on the spoiler of the car in front of it.
Oh, that's awesome. You know, actually I remember, like, when I lived in Arizona, just traveling down some of these open desert roads, it looked like, you know, the road is flooded, and it wasn't as soon as you get there, you know. Another, theory is that it's just refracting light from distant cars in the towns.
See,
I don't believe that one at all.
That would, but I just thinking about again the whole mirage thing is a lot of people see them at night as well.
Right, and late at night too. And I don't know if you've been to Marfa, Texas, but it's kind of a small town.
Yeah, and I would imagine in the desert it's hot as shit in the day and it gets cold as fuck at night.
Yeah. Yep.
So that would kind of wouldn't that kind of wash the whole heat mirage kind of thing?
Yeah, I would think so. I would think so from that. You know, it's just there's so many ideas that this could, that kind of geologic. I mean, from that, the other one is like geological activity in the quartz and the rich and rock under the pressure that can emit light. Now, we talked about that with the natural minerals and resources that's outside of Marfa, inside the ground in mountains, and that's awesome. That's like, to me, I lean more to that of what that's coming from. But we've also talked about like the ball lightning, but another one could be a type of plasma. Rare, poorly understood atmospheric, a discharge of plasma, but I don't really understand that one,
Well,
I'm leaning more to the resources, like the natural, like the quartz rich rock.
Yeah, because no MIT professor, but plasma, you have to be able to it has to be in a certain environment and be contained.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole thing with what was it, the fusion? Was it fusion or fission? I get the two fucking crossed up all the damn time. The new reactors they're trying to make. They're using the same reaction that happens in the sun with plasma.
Right.
But plasma gets so hot, it's not like you can just have a plasma ball in a regular reactor and it'll be happy, it'll melt itself. So what they have to do is they have to basically build a giant donut containment unit that is like packed with high energy electromagnets. And that creates an electromagnetic field that keeps the plasma from melting into anything else, and that's what they're hoping to make.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how hot that would actually have to burn, and how much energy it would take to create a ball of plasma.
Yeah, because plasma is, I'm guessing, at least 1,000, 2,000 degrees.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be even probably hotter than that. Have you ever seen those videos where people make like they're trying to make like lightsabers from the plasma flames?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know how hot that shit burns, man.
Oh, I've seen some of them. Yeah.
Yeah,
burn through steel doors.
Yeah, I mean, just cut right through it. And I was like, holy crap. I mean, even some metal workers, they use plasma cutters.
Plasma cutters, yeah.
Yeah, they sure do.
But see, then again, on the other hand, those little I remember those little glowing balls with a little lightning inside, and you touch them and it like goes your finger. That's plasma too. And that's not.
Yeah. I totally forgot about that, man. I used to have one of those as a teenager in my room. Yeah.
Yeah, I had one too. That was a skull I got at Halloween one time. And yeah, that's not hot, but that's plasma. But that that's like one of the environment things. It's in a vacuum.
Right. Yes. Hey, you remember the ones? I don't know if you ever been to a Science Center and you touch the whole thing and your hair starts to stand up and everything. That's almost the same thing. Yeah. So if you're ever in Texas, go down. It's located. Yeah, if it's located along U.S. Route 90, or about 9 miles east of Marfa. It's free to the public. It includes restrooms and a viewing platform. Just go out there. And, we are talking about the Marfa Lights Festival. It's actually held annually on Labor Day weekend. Road trip.
At least they're aiming for dates where people are readily available.
Open, yeah, which is good. The whole cool thing about this, I'm going to mention this to my friend Patrick Bailey. He has that band, and talking about that, I'll promote him just a little bit. He's writing that song and trying to perform. We're going to shoot the video for Extraterrestrial Highway here soon. This festival includes live music, food, a parade, and local crafts. I'm kind of curious about that. I bet that's a freaking good time, man.
Local grass, it said?
Crafts.
Oh,
crafts. Like crafts.
Local grass.
Yeah. Yeah. Local weed.
Hey.
No local weed in Marfa, Texas. I don't even think it's local crafts.
No, yeah, you
crafts, like arts and crafts. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If it was in Oklahoma, that'd be another thing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's the Marfa Lights he's been in pop culture and media, as I showed you a short video of it. Is featured in documentaries and in travel shows and paranormal TV shows. I haven't seen anything lately with it in there. That's kind of a thing that people kind of just like, oh, Marfa Lights, they just blow it off. I'd rather see something about like ghost or an actual UFO or Roswell crash, And I don't know if you know this, though. It's inspired books, it's inspired songs, even a lot of famous artwork. I didn't know that. That's some crazy stuff right there. It totally blows my mind that we actually have this, and it's not as, it's famous with the paranormal activity and the UFO activity, but it's kind of like at the bottom of the list to me. It is in a way, because I mean, like once you see it, you're like, okay, let's get closer. Well, you can't.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know how. You know, when you get out that far, you're in rough desert, man. You're out there with the coyotes roaming.
Yeah,
man.
you might as well be chasing the pot of gold at the rainbow, man. Just keep on running because you're not going to reach it.
And it's like that here in North Carolina at the Brown Mountain Lights. The viewing area for that is on top of a like ledge. Well, it's not really a ledge. It's like a pullout on the side of the road. They got like picnic benches, but it's like a straight shot down. It's in a valley, and then the mountains, the Appalachian Mountains. I don't know if it's Appalachian, but it's the connection of the mountain area. There's no way. I don't even think anybody's ever been down there in the valley. It's so overgrown. It's so covered with trees. You would need a drone or a helicopter to drop you off in there.
Oh, there's some folk running around there. I will guarantee you that, man.
I'm pretty sure. You know,
there's some Whitaker types running around there for sure.
Of the hillbilly types.
Ding, 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 the kind of folks that got 2.5 eyes, you know.
2.5. Shit.
And they're all on the same side.
Oh my gosh.
That'll look like a halibut.
Oh yeah. Dude, let me tell you something. It's North Carolina does have that, but there's some nice people that live up in the mountains up there, man.
Oh, dude.
You know, there's some really nice people.
Dude, honestly, man, dude, it's like some of the nicest people you'll probably ever meet are, they're up in the woods just doing their thing, living naturally, and
making moonshine, man.
Yeah, don't go fuck with them. They're growing grass or moonshine, because those fuckers will shoot you.
Oh, they will. Oh yeah. Well, they'll fucking shoot your ass.
You'll disappear in the fucking Appalachian Mountains. There's holes in the fucking forest too.
Yeah, you got to really watch yourself on the Appalachian Trail too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there is all kinds of stories about people going missing on the Appalachian Trail. Green Man, let's take a quick break again, so I can get something to drink, and we'll talk about the Brown Mountain Lights a little bit more in detail.
Okay,
all
right? Yep. I got something else too. So,
all right. Are you depressed? Do you have bills? Do you have anxiety? Do you have work? Non-social life? Well, if you would stay single, this would not happen to you. But this would, woo, doggy, get you some, boy. Hair it up. Take you a handful of get you some, and you'd be peeing in the pool and partying all day and all night long. So get you some, and let's party all night long. Oh yeah. Good night, player. Get you some. What you think about that, Green Man?
With the commercials, I like
Commercials and the music I was just playing when we came back.
I couldn't hear any of the music.
Oh, well, it's some stuff I've been putting together in my little studio doing my one-man thing. It sounds like I have a huge freaking rock concert in my basement. I'll send that to you.
Yeah, send me some stuff.
Yeah,
if you need some guitar, dude, let me know, because I'm actually getting to the point now. I am just in the market for an interface and like a laptop.
Nice.
And maybe like a camera, so I can record and I can also do the shows.
I would definitely use some. I could use some backup guitar because everything on that I have to do track by track by track.
Oh, dude,
I'm a one-man band, so.
Yeah, dude. But we'll talk about that later because I also want.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. So what do you had on mind right before we went to the commercials?
The lights. I was thinking of another atmospheric thing that could possibly do it. I think they call it solar refraction. Is when you've got the Earth, the sun is here, but as it goes up, it bounces off a cloud and shows up here.
Mm-hmm. I have actually heard that term before. I've never really had it explained to me or what it really is, but I've heard that before too.
So, yeah, that's a possibility. But I mean, if you're seeing multiples, that kind of question as well.
Yeah, I
believe that you in thinking about it, you would imagine you would only see one light that would be the sun reflected. But if you've got multiples, then that kind of blows that one all the hell.
Yeah, I believe in the Marfa lights, I mean, there's multiple lights at a time. When I saw them with that, one will start and then it will start to move, and the other one would get up and like move faster than the other one. So it's multiple. Now, some of the videos that I've seen of the Brown Mountain lights, that they would start at the base of like the mountain or in the valley area, and then it would just shoot up.
Yeah, I've seen those.
And that, I mean, I've seen the videos of this. I mean, like that blows my mind. And with the Brown Mountain lights, they're just reported mysterious phenomenon seen near the Brown Mountain or in the Blue Ridge Mountain here in North Carolina. It's around that area of the Appalachian. The Blue Ridge is more off of the Blue Ridge Parkway here in North Carolina. With what we know about the Brown Mountain lights, they're considered like a ghost light or more of an orb. They're glowing and they're floating just right up above the mountain, like ridge. They're like the ridge line. It doesn't really start in the valley part area, but what I've seen in the videos, it starts right about the ridge line and then just above the valley. That's pretty much like the common area for it. They're usually, I've talked to people that have actually said they've seen them over the years. And they said they're usually orange or yellow, but mostly they're white. That might have to do with maybe the minerals in the mountain or stuff like that. But the behavior with that, they appear to hover and they dart, and they sometimes split apart. They can last up to seconds or minutes for this, and but they're mostly seen from the Wiseman viewing area at the Brown Mountains overlook lights. They're closer to, I don't know, have you ever heard of Table Mountain?
Yeah.
Out in this area?
Yeah.
They're close to that too. So how do you feel about it? How do you when people talk about the Brown Mountain lights, or if you see videos for it, how do you feel about that?
Honestly, to me, I kind of have to. My gut says some kind of natural, whether it's gas or seismic or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever think about they could be like signals like I've heard this one too. Now the person that told me this he's always kind of far fetched and all that, but I totally dig those far fetched, theories that they could be signals from the underground uh life forms or like people that live underground communicating with, spaceships and the atmosphere.
Morse code to the stars.
Yeah, like how they put in information. You could put it in like oh god damn it. What's the name of that the code? The zeros and ones. Binary.
Oh, binary, yeah.
Yeah. It could be like a bunch of code like in binary inside this like ball of energy and boom, shoot up and there's information of what's going on or something. I mean that's one theory and which is cool. I think I like that theory. It's cool. It's a cool theory.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah. Again, now you can actually use like marsh gas and swamp gas in this situation.
Yeah.
Because I mean that the valley area, it's green, it's swampy. I mean, like I said, nobody can go down in there. I mean, if you are, good for you, man. Who knows what's down in those valleys? And because I don't think there's parts of it that man has never ever touched. There's no way. I mean, you have to see this in person.
Yeah.
There's no way that this place has been touched by man. Some of it.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it. I remember seeing a report of similar lights. I can't remember where it was, but it was right along a train track.
Oh yeah,
like ghost train lights, and
Mhm.
they, is part. But the theory at that one was it's like the old signal lantern that one of the
Yeah.
train mechanics were carrying around down the field or down the line and got hit one night or something. So they see that there, off in the distance.
That was actually for one of those cases. That was actually the kind of the first reporting of paranormal activity inside of a house, because it was close to somebody's house, and the little girl saw the lantern light because one of the workers got killed on the close by on the track, and they saw the light, and then like soon after she reported it to her mom and dad, because her dad worked for the railroad, and then like the house was actually getting bombarded with like paranormal activity. I don't know if you heard that one. I heard that off of like Unsolved Mysteries or something like that, the newer ones.
Well,
Yeah, if you ever get a chance to watch that, oh, that is friggin' good.
I watched a few of those.
Yeah, the new Unsolved Mysteries are awesome. I guess a lot of people say that these Brown Mountain lights are the UFO activity. Some believe that the lights are extraterrestrial, which I sometimes kind of lean to that. I mean, why would they? I mean, these balls shoot up so fast in the videos I've seen, and it's going straight up to the sky. I mean, it's
question: do you have any Bigfoot activity reported in the area?
always in this area.
When I was growing up, I used to read all these books that were talking on relationship between Bigfoot and UFO.
Yes, and also like balls of light. So a lot of people see mysterious balls of light while out. They're hunting at night. Going raccoon hunting or whatever, or they're camping, and they see these mysterious lights, and then next thing you know, they're hearing like moans and growls and everything in the woods and like screaming, and they classifying it maybe as a Sasquatch or a Bigfoot encounter. I've heard of that. I've heard that too. And UFO encounters are actually, you were just talking about, Roswell is actually experiencing more UFO sightings, and lately, do you think it's probably from the activity that more and more adventurers are going out and maybe causing this kind of stuff?
Well, I think it's kind of safe to assume nowadays that probably the majority of people are just kind of like, yeah, they're aliens.
Mm-hmm.
you know, but so maybe it is kind of their way of, all right, well, maybe we'll test it a little bit more. We made a big fucking ruckus when we crashed here back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Maybe if we come back to the same spot, they'll put 2 and 2 together and get a little closer to coming down and saying hi. Or
I can see that, though, the North Carolina area, in this area of the Blue Ridge Mountains and also off of the Appalachian Trail, there's a lot of native here, Native Americans. The Cherokee Indians are the biggest tribe around this area. They have like tales, and they describe like they're like ghostly search parties with torches looking for fallen warriors. Could be. The warriors, the souls of the Cherokee, Indians that have fallen in the area. People, you can get to that. A lot of these ghost lights, we were talking about how they're being popularized by I think there was on the X-Files. I believe that, if you remember, there was an episode about that, kind of like on the X-Files a long time ago.
I think there was, yeah.
It's been so long ago since I watched the X-Files. I've totally forgot about that.
I think they're supposed to be coming out with a new movie. I think I keep on hearing that they're doing a new movie or something.
I've heard something like that, but I'm not sure. I haven't been really up into that. Trying to keep up with the X-Files anymore. I sometimes catch some of the old ones on reruns, but I love the X-Files. As we were talking about, the location for where the Brown Mountain Lights is near where I used to live in Morganton, North Carolina. You can see it, and the Brown Mountain looks over lights off of Highway 181. If you're ever in North Carolina, you can see it there, or the Wiseman viewing area near Linville Gorge. That's another viewing area. It's on the opposite side of the mountain area. So there's like 3 locations you can see this at. And so if you can't see it at one, you can probably see it at the other. But like I said, they're very rare to see the Brown Mountain Lights. You can also see the Brown Mountain Lights and Lost Cove Cliffs overlook on the Blue Ridge Parkway. You can see it there too. Of course, you got your natural, geological, and paranormal activities, that people refer this to. But like I said, I think it could be, the alternative idea of thinking that they could be extraterrestrial or paranormal. I can't even talk right. I've had a few drinks tonight. That's always, some ghost hunter or some conspiracy theory is an idea. But when it boils down to it, I really think it's a geological thing. I really do think I think where it just comes down to it is geological. Until I'm proven wrong, I'm still gonna hope. I'm still gonna hope that's an extraterrestrial or some kind of paranormal kind of thing. But
but when you look at Marfa, like you said, you've got gold, you've got quartz.
Yeah.
You look at, the Appalachian Mountains.
Gold.
That whole area has been all kinds of different mining.
Yeah, especially gold.
Gold.
Yeah.
Coal.
Yes.
All kinds of what they did, the anthracite or something like that up in
Lithium.
Yeah.
Now close to where my mom lives here in North Carolina, there is a huge, I think it's like one of the biggest like lithium mines in North America. Or in the Americas, is close to where my mom lives, and that's where they're trying to build these huge mines for your battery powered cars. Don't you have one?
Me? Oh,
yeah.
No.
I'm just kidding. I knew you didn't have one.
Yeah.
Tesla should get into Priuses, all that stuff. They're made for the batteries for those types of cars, and
I like carburetors and distributors, man.
That's right. Are those hookers?
Well,
Are those hookers' names? Okay.
I've had hooker headers. My Mustang had a set of hooker headers on it.
Oh, you fucking dirty man.
Yeah, dual exhaust 3
Dual exhausting. Revving up engine. It kind of reminds me of that was it Thunder Kiss 65 or whatever it is, Fried White Zombie?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Dude, off story, man. Dude, off topic, but they cars, dude, everybody. It's like they're coming up with terms, all this shit to sell cars, man. I was in a Ford dealership the other day, and I'm looking at a display commercial, and it says active dual exhaust. I'm like, the fuck is active dual exhaust?
When you turn it on, it's active, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what the next thought that I had. It's like it has dual exhaust. You turn it on, and it's active when the car is running. What the fuck is active dual exhaust?
Yeah, that's almost like rib for her pleasure.
Yeah,
if it's ribbed, we know it's going to be for her pleasure. That's why you're buying it. Yeah.
So so I asked one of the sales guys. I'm like, hey, bro, what the hell is active dual exhaust? And he just starts explaining dual exhaust, and I'm like, well. Oh yeah, it gives more torque. I'm like, no, well, yeah, dude, that's just dual exhaust. But does it change something in the RPM profile? Is there a widget in there that kind of shuts on, turns off gas flow or restriction? What is it? Yeah.
Yeah. The catalytic converter in it or whatever.
Okay, thanks, bro.
Yeah. We'll not be buying this today.
Yeah, dude, yeah. I should never have sold my Mustang.
Never. I want a Mustang so bad. I want an older Mustang.
Yeah, I had
like a Mach 1. Yeah.
I had a 67 coupe. And I built a motor up for it myself and racing tranny and street racing tranny.
Mm-hmm. Dang, man. Yeah, well, I mean, it's out there. You had to get race culture.
Hopefully it's still out there being taken care of and hopefully not wrapped around a tree.
So, back to the lights, the Brown Mountain lights. No, it's okay, man. Yeah, it's what this is. We talk about life, geological stuff.
Circle back.
Yeah, circle back. It's circle of life. Pop culture. We've been talking about this all night in both locations. I did find out that Unsolved Mysteries did a whole thing on the Brown Mountain lights here.
Huh.
They filmed up here. The newer versions of it. It hasn't been put out yet, but yes. And Ancient Aliens.
Oh, they've been here too, huh?
Yes, they have been here too, and they have got several like B-roll, stuff, and they have actually, they were one of the few people that got them on camera. They were here just like every day during the fall time because that's when they're mostly visible, is in like the early fall and sometime in late fall, right before winter, right before it really comes cold. It's inspired, the Brown Mountain Lights has inspired local lore, ghost tours. Oh my God, let me tell you.
Imagine. Yeah.
Here in Asheville, there's several ghost tours. I actually been on one. And it was quite good, man. We went to a couple of buildings here in Asheville, and I'm like, it don't give you enough time to actually try to catch something. They're just trying to rush people through to get more money, but you can book more private tours, but of course they want that freaking coin. So some of it, I think it is more of just a money scheme. And that's what I think about a lot of these haunted houses that people are like, oh yeah, my place is haunted, and they get ghost investigators and stuff like that.
Yeah, you got to question the places and the people that have like every ghost show. Because it's like there's definitely, I've been a few, watching one show and okay, interesting story. A couple months later, see another show. I'm like, isn't that the same people from that one show?
They're down there. It's damn near the same things that's happening in each house. Which one house that they say it's haunted is really haunted. It's in Texas. It's called the Hill House. You ever heard of that?
I think I have.
It's the house. The house is right below this, like kind of like huge hill mountain kind of deal in Texas. I can't remember the name of the exact town, but it's they got warning signs on it, and they have a local lore in it, and they say the property is haunted. When I saw some of the ghost shows, I'm like, there was one thing in it that made noise and was like, okay, I that was odd, and the camera crew and the people, they were actually jump back about this. I was like, whoa, okay. But the rest of it, it just seemed like maybe, but I guess I just have to go there myself to experience it. I mean, don't take my opinion for it. Don't base your opinion on that. Go there, check it out, people. Go check out your own stuff. Go out, buy this equipment. Go use your own equipment. Go out ghost hunting. Go out UFO hunting. I mean, that's kind of investigators that breaks news and actually, helps people understand what's going on, and breaking the rumors of what is actually there.
Yeah, because quite honestly, man, I don't think we'll get U.S. UFO disclosure from the government, man. I think it's going to be just
not the way it's going now.
Just blatant. Oh, dude, I don't think we ever were, but it's going to be somebody that just gets the right photo on their phone that posted at the right time, and you just can't argue it.
Yeah. So just to recap, if you're ever here in North Carolina, and you want to check out the Brown Mountain Lights, there's quite a few places here in North Carolina that you can check out for paranormal activity or UFO, such as the Devil Trampling Ground. Been to that. It's actually pretty freaky there itself. The location of the Brown Mountain Lights again are the Brown. You can look at them at the Brown Mountain Overlook on NC Highway 181, the Wiseman Viewing Area, or the Table Rock Picnic Area. All right, and the best time to see these, like I said, clear moonless nights, especially in the fall time. Bring your binoculars. Gosh, jeez. Bring your binoculars, your camera, long exposure for your camera, everything like that. And also bring your patience, because you're going to be fucking waiting a long time just to see something. Like I said, Ancient Alien camera crew was up here. I think it took them like 8 months before they actually got their footage of their footage of the lights they're actually shooting off.
Yeah, it sounds like during fall. Yeah. Take some snacks and a jacket.
Yeah, definitely. Especially up at that high of altitude. You're up there in the mountains. It gets chilly up there, especially in the fall time. So, Green Man, done with the subjects of that crap. Did you catch Ozzy's last show? Black Sabbath.
I caught parts of it. I went through. I didn't want to watch everybody. Some of the people on that list annoy me heavily.
Did you catch Tool's show on there? Did you catch?
I didn't see any. I saw them listed on the bill, but I haven't seen any of their stuff just on YouTube to put out, because everybody else put their sets out on YouTube.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
Tool's like that.
Tool. So I for a while there was that whole thing, because right now there's that ongoing drama. There was that one act that was supposed to play, and then they wanted to get paid to play instead of it going to the charity thing. So Sharon told him to go fuck off and said, I'll tell everybody who it was after the show, but that still hasn't been disclosed. And
right,
I thought Megadeth was supposed to play, was on the bill as well, but then they weren't. So at first I'm like, okay, well, Dave can be a dickhead sometimes. So but then apparently, I don't know, I've seen reports that wasn't it, but then it was possibly Wolfgang Van Halen. But then he was saying that his tour started in a couple days after, so like getting there, getting back, getting ready in a couple days for the tour is going to be a nightmare. So that's why they pulled out. I don't know who the hell that is, but I saw parts of the show. Some of the bands I saw, did good. I saw Anthrax. I've been a big Anthrax fan. Anthrax did good.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
I thought it was really cool that Momoa went out and announced Pantera, and then just put the mic down and fucking headed straight over the barricade out into the pit. That was fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. that was pretty cool, man. He was out there in the front row, just thrashing away, man.
Yeah. But you know, but when it came to dude, it's like Sabbath for me is that was my first.
Yep.
Band,
Sabbath is my very first kind of like in the middle kind of deal. Yeah. You know, it led from like Led Zeppelin to Sabbath, you know. So I would say that's my thing.
So yeah, I mean the band sounded awesome, but
yeah,
you know, it's like I don't want to say anything bad about Ozzy, but dude, I mean
he should have done this a year or so ago.
A couple of years ago, man, because his voice, dude, he sounded like he was just really tired.
Yeah,
you know, like really fucking tired. Yeah, and it was just, you know, I started getting through the first part of War Pigs that they started out with, and I'm like, oh man, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. You know, and
I watched the whole thing for Ozzy, you know, just to say I saw it, you know, but you could tell he was tired. He's ready to go in the Rock and Roll Legend of Hall of Fame and just retire.
Yeah. But I mean, he says he's still going to do like studio stuff, you know, if the opportunity arises. But yeah, and that, you know, studio is pretty forgiving. You know, you can schedule it to when he's feeling better. And
yeah.
You know, it's like the studio Pro Tools. You can fucking fix anything nowadays.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can fix his voice. I mean, he still like screamed it out. You know that. You know. So I usually do a record of the podcast now. I can't say record of the week because sometimes I miss out on a week or two, but I'm doing a record of the podcast now. That's what I call this segment. So I'm what I'm going to show you is going to blow your mind.
Okay.
You know, you're not going to know where this is going. So I'm going to hold it up right here. This album right here. I'll give you this. I'll give you some clues and see if you can guess what it is. American alt-rock band. Okay, now that just kind of narrows it down. Yes, I know.
Okay.
They're from LA, California. Okay, yeah, all right.
Narrows it down even that much more.
Yes. All right. I won't say the name of it at first, but the founder of the band, there's two of them. It's actually a girl, and the lead singer, she's a lead singer and a guitarist, and the guy guitarist, Eric Lanson. Do you know who that is? Maybe I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but I think it is Errol Lanson.
No, it doesn't sound familiar to me.
Okay, they were active between 1989 and 2012. They have 4 studio albums.
Yeah, I'm still lost.
No. Okay.
Still a big pot to pull from. A hole.
Yeah. I know. Live Through This album right here. It's their second studio album. Okay.
Yeah.
Live Through This had, you know, that album came out let's see, April 12th of 1994, and it was by DGC Records. Yeah, that's right, DGC Records, I believe. So let me look. Yes, DGC Records. I thought I had that right. Man, you gotta think about it. The song Violet. You gotta know, once you heard that song Violet, you know, that guitar part when she starts screaming, you know, take everything that you want, you know.
Yeah.
You gotta admit, you turned that shit up, because I know I did. You know.
I honestly, I'll tell you this, I never liked Courtney Love. I never liked Hole. Everybody I knew referred to her as Hole.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hole's that's Hole's new song. Hole's singing again.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I get that. I get that a lot when I bust out this song or I bust out this record. Live Through This by Hole. I get the same thing, but you got to remember at this time in '94,
it was all grunge. Yeah,
it was all grunge, and like before that, how many female artists were there? I mean, there wasn't that much during that time. You had Blondie at the time, Patti Smith.
Metal, you had a handful of female frontmen.
Yeah,
you had Joan Jett and Lita Ford with the Runaways originally.
The Runaways,
they split. You had
the Go-Go's.
Go-Go's, they were still kind of rockish, beach rockish.
See,
so Lita Ford later on went on solo in the metal thing.
Yeah.
You had randomly I saw, I don't know what the hell it was. It was like some old forgotten metal band video, and it had one. There was a Dora. Was she on? Didn't go very far, but she was had a couple of videos on.
Some of these other bands, like female things like Garbage, that came out during the grunge time. Veruca Salt.
Yeah.
L7. I don't know if you ever got. I don't know if you got into L7. They freaking rock. And Bikini Kill. Bikini Kill was a chick band, and Babes in Toyland. That was that kind of era of that too. The Slits, the Donnas, Patti Smith, the old Patti Smith was is back when Blondie came out and everything like that.
Missing Persons. You had Missing Persons.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
With side note on Missing Persons, dude. So Dale Bozio was the blonde in Missing Persons, the singer. Okay.
Yes.
Married to Terry Bozio. Okay. Now you hear on Missing Persons, most of the drum playing sounds pretty basic, right?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Terry Bozio is the fucking best drummer on the goddamn planet. Was playing for Frank Zappa before that.
Oh, and yes, that's right. That's right.
If you want to see what Terry Bozio can really fucking do, look up Black Page #1. It's a drum solo that fucking Frank Zappa wrote, trying to challenge him. And it's called the Black Page because there's so many fucking notes on the page. It's almost black.
And that's why they named it that. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And so he learned it as a drum solo and then got it down, and they actually turned it. Black Page Part 1 is a drum solo. Part 2 is like a whole band.
Now, would you say he's equaled up to Neil Peart?
I love Rush. From what I would say, he surpasses pretty much anybody else that I've seen on the planet.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, dude, and I am a huge Primus fan.
Yes.
And a fucking Tim Alexander fan, who is also one of the other best fucking drummers on the planet.
Yes.
But dude, I watched one of my old drummers had an instructional video from him one time. And dude, this guy, I saw him split screen into 4. Each limb was playing a different beat in a completely different time.
Jeez.
At the same time. Just going.
How's that even possible? You've got to just be an alien to do that.
He's a fucking machine, dude. And I shit you not, dude. I don't know if you've ever seen his drum kit. It takes 2 techs, 4 hours to fucking set up his kit. All of his drums are tuned in 4, so a dum 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 dum.
Have you ever seen those like drum magazines for for different drummers and stuff? They show the diagram from above how they set up the drums. Have you seen those yet?
Yeah.
Those, man, that I used to have a stack of magazines of people of like famous people's drums. How they set them up and how they and each one is like the blueprint of how to set up for their shows and stuff.
Yeah, see, for a while in guitar magazines, I don't know if they still do it because I haven't bought one in a while, but guitar magazines used to have players' rigs and how it was all
set back,
and it's like how it runs, cables running through this and through the effects loop, this is going through the effects loop, this is going straight into the front of the amp, then he's splitting it out through this, going through 2 Marshall JCM 800s and going in, all this shit.
That's like Tom Morello's like a sound effects pad. You ever seen that thing? It's like a friggin' bleacher of like stacks of effects right there.
Well, dude,
you got that look to you.
Yeah,
I said Tom Morello.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him. And it's like, yeah, he can do it because he's got endorsement contracts with fucking half the fucking music companies under the sun.
Yeah, Les Claypool, though, on the other hand, he only has a few endorsements, but man, he's got
awesome sound.
Awesome sound for very little setup, but he tweaks it so much.
He goes through rigs. He goes through different rigs because, I've seen Primus a lot of times live, and dude, it's like almost every tour he's got. He started out. One tour he'll have Mesa, another tour he'll fucking be rocking Ampeg for fucking some, and he's very eclectic with his rig and everything. But there are certain things in it that he, always like. He's always got some of the best envelope filter effects, and I'm pretty sure what he's probably using is probably an old Moog envelope filter. And envelope filter, if you don't know, is that it's like an auto wah. When he slaps and he gets like a, when he gets that really high end, it'll go sub deep, kind of like rubber bandy kind of sound. That's an envelope filter, and he's had for years one of the best fucking envelope filter sounds on bass. But then if you want to talk effects, Larry on the other side, dude, he's fucking ton of effects, especially on Pork Soda. Dude, the combination of some of the effects that he's got on those things, I still haven't figured out all the shit that he's got on that, but I love the weird fucking goofy sounds.
I would love to just like sit down with him sometime and just pick his brain and like have him show me like what he has in storage and then what he uses on tour and I wonder if he has to bring certain things, if they have to write out their playlist before they go on tour so they know what to bring,
Well, I know they kind of like rotate a few. Primus usually has like a basic skeleton set list and then a few floaters that come in and out throughout different nights.
Yep.
For the most part, because I've gone through and watched Larry's whole fucking rig rundown video, and dude, he's got a board with probably about 20 fucking different pedals on it and going through this and that and that and this and that. Dude, I've got my effects boards I got 2 fucking effects boards and a rack unit processor.
Jeez.
But the thing with, I won't say anything about Tom Morello because, but dude, it's like even that, okay, we'll circle back to Ozzy. Do you know how when Randy Rhoads, when he auditioned for Ozzy, do you know what he walked in with?
No, actually, I don't. Tell the story.
His Les Paul and a 50-watt Marshall combo amp, and I think maybe like a wah and a phaser or something like that, just pedals.
Mm-hmm.
I walked out playing for Ozzy
with a job, with
minimal gear.
Mm-hmm.
If you're good, you don't need a ton of fucking gear.
Right. What about Zakk Wylde?
Zakk Wylde is, dude, I have seen Zakk Wylde when he first started up with Ozzy. Okay.
I've seen his solo stuff.
Dude, I saw him at a guitar clinic here in town, a little fucking guitar clinic with maybe 20, 30 people. And this was just when he first started up with Ozzy on the No Rest for the Wicked tour. Mm-hmm. And dude, it's like he came out, he played through a Marshall half stack with his Les Paul. He had, I think, an overdrive pedal to boost the preamp and the amp a little bit, a wah, and like a chorus and a phaser. 4 or 5 pedals and an amp and a guitar. And he sound like he fucking does on the record.
And he tears it up. He shows it off and he tears it up. I mean,
dude,
going to one of his I saw him in Charlotte like a couple of years ago. And man, that was like the craziest show. He comes out into the crowd gets in the middle, starts playing his guitar solo. Oh my God. If you ever get to see his shows, go see it. Go see it. Well, Green Man, album of the podcast is Whole. Live
Sung
through
by
this.
Whole.
Yes.
Whole on guitar. Sorry.
It's got 12 songs on it. The number one most popular song was Violet. 11 or 12, I think it is. I think certain albums, like the CD, has a secret song on it. I'm not sure about that one, but all I own is vinyl, no CDs. I do have a few here and there, but I mostly go with the vinyl. You can look for Hole's music on Spotify or on iHeartRadio, and you can look up her stuff on you can look up the band Hole on YouTube. And talking about YouTube, you can find this show, the Rick Itzari Show, here on YouTube, and you can check me out also on Spotify and iHeartRadio. And I think that's about it right now. Oh yeah, you can also like us on Facebook and on Instagram. Look up the Rick Itzari Show. And if you got any letters or any paranormal activity, close encounters of any kind, or any kind of odd story or strange story, email me. Now, the next show will be here soon. I have somebody else lined up. I have a private investigator talking about some of his theories and some of his stuff that he's came across that he's had to investigate. And I got some paranormal activity investigators lined up. They're kind of like in between right now. It's not a confirmed date, but it will be probably this month that I'll get to interview them. So I'm looking forward to that. And we're going to be talking about like the gadgets they will use and some of the dangers of doing ghost hunting, paranormal activity hunting. So that would be pretty interesting. What do you think there, Green Man?
That sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a good show.
So I appreciate everyone listening. I appreciate everybody's emails, and I appreciate you, Green Man.
Well, I appreciate you as well. Did you mentioned you wanted to go over some of the emails? Do we still have time for any of the?
I don't have anything together. But next show we'll set up the time and we'll link up again, and we'll start out the show with the letters on that when I get them all printed out and get them all AI'd read. And I just like I said, man, I've been working 2 jobs, and I just finally quit that second job and just getting some alternative things done. And here at the house, like I said, I got drunk today and hung a ceiling fan. The house hasn't burned down. We still have electricity, so that's a great thing, man.
Well, there you go. At least
man.
At least you weren't berated by some dumb fucking passerby like I was today.
Oh yeah. Oh Jesus Christ, man.
Jackass. Yeah. Jackass.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching the Rick Itzari Show. Green Man, hang out for a bit, and we'll get everything loaded up and everything like that. Everyone, keep your head on the swivel and keep looking up.
You have been listening to The Rick Itzari Show. Tune in again for more crazy stuff that will make...
Oh, wait. I fucked up. That's not that's the old intro. I don't know why I'm glad you're still in there, Green Man. No, I fucked up big time. God, that's what happens when I drink too much before the show. I drank too much before the show.
No, okay, here. Let me. My years of playing guitar, playing shows. All right, here's the thing. It's only a fuck up if you let in the crowd that you fuck up.
Let them know. Well, I mean,
it's like, hey, I hit a wrong note. I bend it up and make a goofy face. Everybody thinks I fucking meant to do it on purpose. Cover.
This is my cover. This is my cover.
Conceal.
Keep your head on the swivel, bud.
See you later, man.